Since the Vegas Golden Knights just won the Stanley Cup, it is officially off-season time for the NHL. And I know most people hate it, but this is one of my favorite times of year because we have all these videos before the NHL season starts that we're gonna be grinding. So make sure to drop like, subscribe, guys. Make sure to subscribe. It's gonna help out a lot, and you're gonna see all types of videos. Make sure to comment down below video ideas that you want to see me to do. NHL 23 can rebuild your favorite team, anything on the off season, anything like that, guys. Make sure to comment down below and I will do it. But let's get straight to this video. I'm gonna be going through players' stocks that went up or down after the NHL playoffs. All right, baby, we're gonna make this quick and easy for you. I am on Cheermaker. What a lovely website. I'm not gonna show you the players I have down here to spoil it because you could probably guess if you see the player. But let's start with the up. The player stocks who went up after the NHL playoffs. I'm gonna say first one is gonna be pretty obvious here. Mathew Barzal. He was unreal. The backbone of his Florida Panthers team that made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. Obviously, they did not end up winning, but that does not matter. Just because you lose does not mean you can't go up. Does not mean your stock can't go up. And he obviously was a huge piece for this roster. Game-winning goals, physical. His physical appearance was just there throughout all these games, and every single time he's on the ice, you gotta be aware of Mathew Barzal. And we just know, man, he put up a lot of points, and he was the leader of this team. So I gotta go up. Hey, we expect him to be good, but do we expect him to be this good? I didn't, and he improved a lot. Let's go to the next guy here, guys, and that's gonna be Roope Hintz from the Dallas Stars. This guy played unbelievable. He had an unreal playoff. He had 24 points, 10 goals, 14 assists, and he definitely helped this Dallas Stars team make it all the way to the conference finals. Obviously, it did not work out against the Knights, but hey, he definitely propelled them to get past the Wild and the Kraken. Obviously, the Knights did not work out, like I said before, but he still was probably their best player. Honestly, I think he was better than Robertson, and I think he was the best player on the team this playoffs, so his stock is definitely rising. I gotta do this, guys. It's gotta be the Conn Smythe winner, Jonathan Marchessault. Unreal playoff by this guy. He was scoring on all cylinders, but he had a really bad start to the playoffs, man. He didn't score in the first 8 games, if I do remember correctly. He didn't score in the first 8 games, but then after that, man, he could not stop scoring. He literally saved it all for the time the Knights needed it, and that's exactly what happened. He basically said bye-bye to the Oilers himself. Game number 6, scored a hat-trick in Edmonton that pushed the Oilers back into golfing season. But he definitely propelled this Knights team. He was definitely one of the key pieces, as he did win the Conn Smythe. So he's got to be rising, man. His stock definitely went up. Winning a Conn Smythe, it has to, man. It has to. Up next, I have to do this as well, guys. It's got to be Sergei Bobrovsky. I know, off of recency biased, he didn't look good, man. He just let in 8 goals in a Stanley Cup final. I get it. It wasn't his fault. His team was depleted and really was not helping in front. Obviously, there's a couple goals he would love back, but after all those games he played, after all those shots he was facing, you can't really blame the guy, man. He definitely stepped in when Lyon couldn't do it and brought this team to the Stanley Cup Finals. Obviously, they did not win, but they shouldn't have been there, and they wouldn't have been there without Sergei Bobrovsky. So I got to say that. Obviously, his cap it is $10 million, and we all expect him to be his Vezina Trophy winning self, but he wasn't like that the last couple of years, and he showed himself that he can do that again, and he did. So his stock is rising. Can he recreate that next season? We'll see, but his stock's rising for sure. All right, guys. Next one here was his co-partner, was his opponent in the Stanley Cup Finals. Crossed the ice in the crease, Aiden Hill, and this was the most obvious one. And once again, guys, he's a backup. He's a career backup, starting in the Stanley Cup Final. Unreal performance. He almost had basically the record of all of NHL history of save percentage in the playoffs. He was unreal, man. He definitely helped this Knights team win the Stanley Cup. Was he the only reason? No, obviously the Knights defense helped him out a lot and didn't let grade A chances happen. Obviously they did happen, and honestly, when they did happen, Hill made those saves. There's a couple weak games, couple weak goals, whatever, that happens to everyone, but he was there. He was a backbone, and he helped this team win the Stanley Cup. So he has to be here, man. He has to be here. Then the last up for this video was his teammate, actually, Ivan Barbashev. He was so real, but I think he priced himself out of Vegas next year. I don't think the Knights can afford him now. He was playing unreal. He might not have been all on the score sheet, but he was physical. That big hit on Gudis, he was a menace on the ice, and everyone, just like Kachuk, knew when he was on the ice and had to be aware of it. And he could put the puck in the net, man. He did that. He did that pretty damn well on the Eichel and Marchessault line. He was a big addition for the Knights in the trade deadline. And can the Knights afford him? Who knows? But hey, he's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Maybe he's a 2-time. So got to give them props there. He definitely is his free agency status definitely improved for next year. He's gonna be getting the bag, bro. He's gonna be getting the bag. Now, guys, players stocks who went down after the playoffs here. Controversial. Let me know down below if you guys do agree. First one, this is the biggest one in my opinion. The guy who sucked the most and stock went down the most in this playoffs. I'm gonna have to say Artemi Panarin, man. I hate the Rangers. I do. We all know this. I don't like the Rangers. But Artemi Panarin is a damn good hockey player. And he did not show that against the Devils, man. Did he even score a goal? Let me look at these stats real quick. He didn't score one goal in a Game 7 series against the Devils. Like, come on, guys. That cannot happen when he is your best player. Best player on the team. He didn't score one goal. Only had 2 assists. I get it. If you're Jack Eichel, he didn't score in those last 2 rounds. But he still had, what, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 assists. You have 2 assists. You're a -2. You're not going to win that series, man. You're not going to win that series. And that's exactly what happened. Panarin let the Rangers down. The fans should be livid at him. If I was a Rangers fan, I would be so angry and just yelling and being very angry at Artemi Panarin because he did not do what he should do. He did not do what he gets paid a lot to do, and he did not do that. So I think that's just quite obvious. Panarin, you were a big L. Big L. Honestly, last year in the playoffs too, he did the same exact thing. So this is 2 years in a row where Panarin did not do that well in the playoffs. And now, guy who also did not do very well but had a really good regular season, Linus Omark, man. Unreal. Had the NHL record for the him and the Bruins had the NHL record, breaking history, the most wins. Then they get, obviously we all know they lose in the first round. And Omark played horrible, man. Omark did not play like he did in the regular season. Like, Swayman's playing a Game 7. Like, you have your NHL breaking history breaking goalie in the regular season, and he doesn't get to play Game 7, man. Like, that's how you know that your stock's going down, brother. Your stock's going down. You couldn't do it when it mattered most. Couldn't do it when it mattered most. So that's all that matters. And Bruins fans, he's not going to be that good in the regular season next year. It's going to be, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Up next, another goaltender here. It's going to have to be Stuart Skinner. Had a really good regular season as well, and just shit the bed for the Oilers. In the Kings series, he looked shaky, man. He really did. He had some good saves, had a good games, but Campbell came to the net, a couple times in that series as well. Then they put the goal in the ice, and he got exposed, man. He really did get exposed. Did not look good. Obviously, he had good moments, but good moments does not win you a Stanley Cup. You have to have a good playoffs, and he did not. Oilers, another situation of having goalie issues. Stuart Skinner, I know he's young, I get it, but still, he did not have a good series, man. He did not have a good playoffs, and his stock for me is going down. It's going down for sure. Up next is going to be Tyler Seguin of the Dallas Stars. I did not like his performance at all, man. I feel like he scored a couple big goals, but other than that, he really let the Stars down when they needed it. When Robertson wasn't scoring too many times, I feel like Seguin could have stepped up, and he did not. Roope Hintz took over. And even Jamie Benn, man, I don't really like these performances from these veteran players on the Dallas Stars. It's all been the younger guys doing it. So Tyler Seguin, I get he hasn't been the best as of recent, but still, that's what you do, man. You get paid a lot of money to score goals and get points for your team, and you did not do it when it needed most. And the Dallas Stars obviously ended up losing in the playoffs, and I think his stock went down for that. Up next, this one is a little controversial for me. It's hit or miss. Timo Meier on the Devils. He really didn't do anything. Did not score that many goals. I think he scored once. He didn't get on the score sheet that much, I'm being honest, but he was a physical player, and he was playing his role. But at the same time, you don't trade this guy. You don't trade that much stuff and pay this guy a lot of money to be a third line grinder. Like, you need him to score some goals, which you needed the depth scoring for. I get he wasn't playing with the best line, but the second round he kind of was. He was playing with the first or second line if I am correct. But still, he should be scoring a lot more goals, and he did not do that. So I think his stock went down. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a very good player, and then obviously he was on a new team, but doesn't mean anything, man. Barbashev went into a good situation and scored right away and lit up the Knights. So Timo Meier did not do that. Maybe he can do that if he resigns there. Who knows? But I think this signing will work out. But as of now, I think his stock went a little down. And up next, might be a little controversial here too, Jake Oettinger, man. We expected him going to the playoffs that he could steal any series. He could do really good. He had a really good series against the Minnesota Wild. He played very, very well. Very good hockey. Definitely helped him win that series. But then after those first couple games, second round against Seattle, didn't look that good, man. He really didn't look that good. Then after they won that game 7, I was like, okay, Oettinger did not look that good, and they still won the series. Now, is he going to step up? Is he going to flip that, stand on his head, and beat the Golden Knights? No. Same thing happened. He just rolled pretty badly into the Knights series, and it just stayed, man. He just stayed that consistent, which was not good enough, and he got exposed. Obviously, his teammates weren't the best at times, but still, he usually makes those grade A saves, and he did not do that this playoffs. So that is going to be my list for the stocks up and stocks down. Make sure to comment down below if you guys do agree with me or not. If there's any other players that I did not put on this list, make sure to comment down below. We can discuss it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Off season is here, baby. I'm gonna be grinding. Make sure to subscribe. Don't miss out on any other videos. But I'll see you guys later. So thank you so much once again, guys. Be great, and I'll see you guys later.